What's up, folks? How y'all doing? Haven't really been feeling well today. Not exactly sure why. Don't have a fever or thing. Just I don't know. Feel hot, even though it's a great day here in El Paso. But saw something that popped up yesterday. Now, mind you, some of these are from either way earlier in the year or a couple of years ago, but and then all of a sudden it disappeared. But but it doesn't matter though. Um, but I've noticed this has been going on for like the last 15 years or so, where Europeans and Americans, try to put an American or a European way of life or value on other countries like the Middle East. But no, actually, no, yeah, they did. I remember when we were younger, we talked about the Middle East, but then all of a sudden it disappeared. All of that criticism kind of disappeared. Now, mind you, I used to tell the people even back then, it's their country. Well, we need to go in there and tell them, tell them what? That they're not American. They're not European. It's the Middle East. Leave them alone. Africa with the warlords and all the crap that's going on over there. It's Africa. It's not the United States. Leave them alone. That is their way of life. That's what they want to do. Stop going in there. These missionaries and these people going in there and everything, and then they end up killed and shit. Or what was it? Most recently, that tourist or whatever that went to that island where where the cannibals are, and he got killed and shit, and we need to go in there. No, the fucker shouldn't have went. It's like, just stay where you are. Just stay in the areas that are yours. And I say this to everybody. I don't like Muslims coming to the United States and then wanting to tell us to be more like where they're from. Well, if where you're from, and I say this to everybody, to Latinos, to everybody, if where you're from is so great, what the hell are you doing here? I'm not going to your country and demanding that, you be more American. The gall of these people that come to our country and then try to tell us to be like where they're from. It's like, well, if where you're from is so great, go back. The hell are you doing here? Well, I grew up with like half my friends being Asian of some sort. And I've mentioned this in other videos. Filipino, Japanese, Vietnamese, I grew up, they were just everywhere. They were all over the place. Growing up in my neighborhood, they owned, Asian stores right there within walking distance, and they were, and I'm going to say this plainly because I don't know any other way to be but to be me. Now, for those of you who have seen my other videos before, I've told you that there were the Klan in the neighborhood that I moved into, that my parents, sorry, I was only like 5, that my parents moved into. The Klan was right there. And when it comes to them being racist, it wasn't like they were just racist against only Black people. No, they were racist against anyone that wasn't white. But now, mind you, we're all the same age. We're all in kindergarten together. We're all in first grade together. The most racist people I have ever encountered in my life, ever, were the Asians. Not because of the fellows that were my age, because we didn't know any better. We were kids. But their parents, their grandparents that came to America from Guam and from Philippines and from Japan and from their countries, they are racist. They are way more racist than the racist white people I have ever in my entire 49 years of life They are way more racist than I have of any race that I have ever known. And we're talking just different races within, because you're not going to lump them all in. And, I mean, I guess I can for the sake of this video, but literally all of them were racist. They were racist against themselves as far as, oh, that person's Japanese. We don't like them. Oh, that person's Korean. Oh, we don't like them. They were racist against everybody except their own race. If you were Filipino, period. But he's a fellow Asian. No, but he's Vietnamese. We don't like them. The Asian races are the most racist people ever. And this is growing up with the Klan, with skinheads. Asians are the most racist people ever that I have ever known. And I don't think any of my own friends aren't going to deny it. Even if my own Asian friends that I grew up with, they can't deny it, because there were plenty of those stories where it's like, I don't know why, grandma doesn't like you. You're one of my best friends, but I don't know why she doesn't like you. It's like, they'll be saying it in their whatever broken English or just in their language anyway, and the friend will be translating. And it's like, oh, it's okay if it's, somebody white or whatever, but no black. Asians are the most racist people I have ever met in my entire life. And there better not be one person to come on my videos and say otherwise, because this is coming from my own personal experience. So to see, there was something that popped up on one of my feeds. And so I was like, what? So now I already knew this anyway, because I grew up with this. So I was like, racist China, Chinese being racist in China. And as I said, as it's titled in my video, I have no problem with this. I don't have a problem with this. The reason why, I'm talking about in their countries. It's their country. They're allowed in China, where it is Chinese people, they're allowed to be racist. It's their country. It's not the United States. It's not some kiss-ass European country like, oh, we got to kiss everybody's ass. No, this is China. This is in China. They are allowed to be racist. They're allowed. It's their country. Who are we to tell other countries what to do and who to be? That's their country. Leave them alone. I'm sick and tired of these fucking Americans and these damn Europeans trying to tell everyone else how to be. It makes, oh my God, it's something. I have a lot of pet peeves, a lot. I should write them down, like, the Gibbs list. I should write them all down. But damn, this really pisses me off of these people trying to tell other people how to be, how to live in their own countries. Now, them coming here, then yeah, you don't get to be that way, because this is the United States. You came to America, be fucking American. And I say this to every race that comes to this fucking country. Every race, every religion. You come to the United States, you be fucking American, or get the fuck out. That's all there is to it. And of course, they're going to bring a stupid commercial. I hate YouTube with that shit.
These photos of African men paired with photos of animals were exhibited in a show called This is Africa. It took place in early October in a museum in Wuhan in eastern China. Some visitors were shocked by these images, including our observer Frank, who is from Ivory Coast and lives in Wuhan.
There were photos of men, black men, juxtaposed with animals. The expressions on their faces were similar to the expressions of the animals. Comparing a black man to an animal, that's very awkward. In fact, I think it's quite racist. Many...
Again, it's China. It's in China. They're allowed. It's their fucking country.
People didn't feel like they could openly express their dismay due to the country we're in, which is a
Exactly what he just said. They can't express how they feel due to the country that they're in. Right. You are in China. The display is in China. You don't want to be in China? Don't be in fucking China. Just the same way as I tell people when they come here and they don't like the way Americans do things. Well, then what the fuck are you doing here then? Well, if you don't like the way that they're doing things in China, don't be in China.
In this country where freedom of expression is not guaranteed, but many of us foreigners who live here signed a petition asking for the museum to apologize.
The museum took down the 12 controversial photos.
If I hate to tell you, I mean, unless they're getting some kind of foreign money or foreign exhibits in this museum, if I were the curator of this museum, I wouldn't have taken shit down. I would have said, if you don't like it, get the fuck out of China. That's what I would have said. But then again, as I said, I don't know if they get, foreign money, foreign investment, or foreign exhibits. So that might have been the only reason why they took down the display. Because as I said, or it could be a foreign curator. But then again, it's in China. So again, barring any of those things, foreign investment, foreign displays within the museum, foreign exhibits within the museum, and they might, somehow or another, those people might want to pull their, having to pull those exhibits or whatever from that museum, then fine. That would be the only way I would take down the display. But if I were the curator and it's a Chinese museum, doing Chinese things and whatever in China, I would have said, no, fuck you. I'm going to leave this shit up. I don't care if you're offended. This is China. You don't want to be offended in my country of China. Get the fuck out. I don't understand. Just the same way as somebody coming into my house and saying that they're offended by my American flag that's up, or offended by my football team, or you walk into my house, I'm going to tell you, well, they get the fuck out of my house. That's all. I don't give a shit. Well, it's, again, the same thing here. You're in China trying to tell the Chinese what to do.
However, it did not issue any apologies.
And they shouldn't.
This series of photos was meant to draw a parallel with the Chinese zodiac.
See, and then they go ahead and lie on top of that. That's just, it has to be it has to be some kind of European or American curator of this museum. Because then they offer a bullshit apology on top of that.
People are associated with one of 12 animals depending on their year of birth. But this explanation did not convince our observer.
When you look at the photos, yes, there are some animals that are among the Chinese zodiac signs, but there are also many that are not.
Yeah, like a giraffe is not in the Chinese zodiac, so it's a bullshit fucking excuse. But again, why did he even bother giving it? Well, they didn't give an apology. They shouldn't have given an apology. Why the fuck should they? This is China. Why are we going to apologize for the way we feel in our own country? Well, again, it's the same thing. You come into my house and you don't like the way I am, then get the fuck out of my house. I'm not going to give you an apology in my own house. Just stupid.
Me, this explanation doesn't really make sense. In China, there's a type of racism that's often...
And then we'll get on to the next video because there's plenty of things that pop up dealing with this particular other part here. Okay. Oh, with the stupid commercials. Oh, come on.
Ooh, that's a touchy subject.
We gathered Asian Americans. Now, mind you, these people are like my kids' age. So not even the generation that I grew up with, which of course would have a different view because their families were like literally like first generation coming to America kind of thing. So obviously they would have grown up in that house. These are the kids of those kids. These are my kids' age, my friends' kids' age. So to ask, they're not Asian American. You are fucking American by this point. You are indoctrinated, purely American. So to ask about Black Lives Matter to people who are, I mean, listen to never mind. But they are purely American. They're not Asian American. They are purely American. I'm American.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Black Lives Matter?
Injustice, equality,
Similarity?
hope, proud.
Love.
When people are against it, it's like, what are you even against? You know, you're against people not being shot.
The reason Black Lives Matter is because a certain group of people aren't getting the right representation.
Now, this is the reason why when I happened to see this video that I added it to my political folder. When I grew up and there were racist things that were going on, let's just say at junior high school, and there were racist things that were going on, I was the guy who was pointing out, you know, like if there's arguments going on in the hallway that the Black people started, mind you, I'd be watching, like there'd be the group of Puerto Ricans that were there. There'd be the group of the Filipinos, there'd be all of like the other minorities standing around watching the Black people pick on the white people. And I'm looking at like the Asian friends and the Puerto Rican friends, and I'm like, do they not see you all? Why is it that they're talking? And I'm meaning, this is the Black people. This is the Black people. I'm sitting here going, whoa, hold on, dude. Hold on. Why is it that this conversation is only talking about Black and white? Because they're Filipinos right there. There's Puerto Ricans right there. You know, there's a couple of Japanese right there. You know, and there's a whole bunch of us who are mixed race. What are you talking about? Like, why are you making it sound like the only people in this country are Black and white people? There's a whole bunch of people just standing in this damn hallway that represent, you know, that there's more than just Black and white standing here. Oh, well, you know, none of y'all matter. And this is the Black guy saying this. Well, none of y'all matter. So now one of my Filipino friends goes, whoa, oh, motherfucker, what do you mean we don't matter? Oh, that's not what I meant. No, that's what you said. Why is it? Well, because, you know, racism, it's all Black and white. Aren't we a minority too? So now the Asians like getting everybody else riled up. It's like, so we're not a minority also? Oh, well, you don't understand. You don't understand. And it's like, wait a minute, what do you mean we don't understand? We don't know what racism is? Like the white people have treated us different throughout history and shit? You know? So now, of course, the Black people have to take a step back because now the Asians are going after them, you know? And again, what are they talking about? I don't understand this. They are fellow minorities. So what is this racism that they're talking about against Black people that apparently has skipped over all of the Asians, apparently? No, as again, the white people that I have known throughout my entire life who were racist, they were racist against anyone who wasn't white. Everyone who wasn't white. Everyone. So how are they up here talking? The reason why I have a problem with Black Lives Matter is because all lives matter. This is the United States. We are all here. I've got a lot of white friends. I've got friends who were Irish growing up, and I am part Irish. And they were treated like shit. Their families were treated like shit. Hello, did y'all not watch Gangs of New York? Did y'all not we just forgot about that movie about white racism? Chinese were treated, you know, it's so stupid. This was 3 years ago. So we're talking 2016, but still, where is this racism, that Black Lives Matter? This, as I said, this was the reason why I thought about throwing this video with this group.
Right, rights is everyone else.
It's discipline.
And that dude's gay on top of that. Funny how all of a sudden right after that, gay lives mattered then. So then again, so why? Here's the thing. I thought we were not about segregation. That's how I grew up. We weren't about segregation. We were about everybody coming together. But you got blacks wanting to segregate, gays wanting to say. All of a sudden now there's fucking labels for everything. But when I was growing up, everybody was supposed to be equal. That was the whole point. We are all equal. Oh my God, I can see Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all of those past leaders rolling over in their grave going, what the fuck are you young people who didn't even live through anything? What are you talking about? We want to be inclusive. We're in late 2019, and y'all are literally saying the two, like oxymoron. You are literally saying the opposite thing. You want to be inclusive at the same time wanting to segregate. Do you not understand how stupid that sounds? That they're two contradictory things. Inclusiveness, segregation. But you're the idiots that are out there saying that stupid shit. And people are like, yeah, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, you know, I don't understand. AOC, Black lives and gay lives and all their lives matter. We got to point out every individual thing because all their lives matter. But at the same time, Donald Trump is not being inclusive. Bitch, did you not just hear what you just said? Because you're not exactly being inclusive. You're not making everybody equal by having everybody separate into groups. That's not equal if everybody is into separate groups. Oh, you people are like seriously the dumbest fucking people on the planet, and your mom should have swallowed you. I mean, something. I don't care if anybody's offended by what the fuck I say. I don't care. Freedom of speech, bitches. If fucking De Niro's dumbass can say the dumb shit that he's fucking saying, then I get to say what the fuck I want to say. But no, of course, somebody's going to be offended by what I said and try and get my videos pulled or whatever. But fucking De Niro can say whatever the fuck he wants to say because, of course, he's a fucking liberal. No. Again, you want equal rights, and this is where I call out you fuckers straight up for hypocrisy. And I really hope this civil war comes down because I'm sick and tired of you pieces of shit. You just admit it. You don't want. Admit it. It's almost 2020. Tell the fucking truth. You don't want everybody to be equal. You don't want everybody to be inclusive. You just want what you want. But here's the problem with that. You fuckers eat yourselves. J.K. Rowling, she was an advocate all of a sudden for, you know, the whole liberal way of doing things. But then, of course, she said something that now, no, we got to attack her. Shia LaBeouf, he was one of the main people for fucking Antifa and shit. Now, he got attacked. And where is he now? He's quiet now because he got attacked by his own people. It never fails. It never fails. You leftist, whatever, people on the other side are never happy. Y'all are never happy. Oh, we're all inclusive on this side. No, you're not, because you can't agree on everything. You can't. It is impossible. Anyway, so let me get out of this one and go on to the next one. Because it's just as stupid. Okay, this comedic sketch on China's annual Lunar New Year Gala was met with a flurry of criticism. This was just 1 year ago. The sketch featured a Chinese woman wearing blackface, this was just a year ago, and a giant fake buttocks to portray an African character. But again, this is China. If they want to be racist in their country, they can. This ain't America. This ain't Europe. This is fucking China. If they want to be racist in their own country, they can. But then again, here's the difference. Funny how nobody wants to talk about how racist they are. LeBron, shut the fuck up, LeBron. Shut the fuck up. We all know the reason why you people, it's funny, y'all talk about Donald Trump. There's no evidence of Donald Trump kissing anyone's ass. But oh, there's all kinds of video evidence of LeBron James kissing China's ass. Oh, there's all kinds of evidence. That whole stuff with the NBA and everything, you know, there's all kinds of Disney. There's all kinds of evidence of y'all kissing China's ass. All because of one thing, the almighty dollar, money. So it's funny, just absolutely funny that you guys want to criticize Donald Trump. You guys want to criticize the United States, but completely ignore. As I said, I don't care. It's China. They can do whatever they want. It's their country. But completely ignore. Y'all want to talk all the great stuff about China at the same time, completely ignoring the obvious racism that they got going on over there. But again, we all know why. It's because of money. We all know why. So,
我怎么会不同意呢？年轻的时候是中国援非医疗队救了妈妈的命，现在中国的孩子们来到非洲，为我们修铁路。
Chinese people came to Africa and built the fast trains for us. This is a Chinese woman in blackface praising China, praising all the great work that China has done in Africa, because this whole skit is going on in Africa. Took care of my daughter. I love the Chinese people. The mini play also showed a black performer playing a monkey. Some internet users lambasted it as disgusting and completely racist. There's mixed reaction on Weibo, China's equivalent of Twitter. Comments read as embarrassing. I thought they were real Africans. Why is it racism? Look, somebody just asked me, why is it racism? Those who think it is consider themselves to be American. The ones who, this is what brings up the previous video. The ones who are considering all this to be racist and everything else and Black Lives Matter are all the ones who have already, these are like the second and third generations in the United States. So therefore, you're now Americanized. You're now Westernized. So you are no longer Asian at that point. You're fucking American. So how are you getting offended about something that is going on in a sovereign country? What do y'all want to do? Go over there and protest. We all know how that happens. We all know how that goes down in China. We all know how that goes down. Hong Kong is different because it's Hong Kong. Taiwan is different because it's Taiwan. And China hasn't fully taken them over just yet. But in China proper, China will whip your fucking ass. They will cane your fucking ass. They will beat your ass. It's China. They're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want in their country. Just stop. So they're allowed to be racist? Yes, because it's their country. Why are we telling other countries what to do? You don't like the way China does things? Don't watch their TV. Stay off of it. But of course, now, because that's the reason why China does everything that they do to deny this stuff trying to get out. They do everything they can to deny this stuff getting out. Because their way of thinking is, why are we going to apologize? It's our fucking country. The sketch was intended to celebrate the new Chinese-built Kenyan fast train and China's relationship with African countries. This is not the first time there has been a controversy about race in China. Yeah, this commercial. I got a kick out of this one. This is funny. In 2016, a Shanghai-based laundry detergent firm came under fire for this commercial. Basically, she stuffs the laundry pod of that laundry detergent in his mouth. Now, mind you, if you watch the commercial from the very beginning, the dude is sexually harassing the woman. She does a little flirtatious little thing, but he is over there, yo, what's up, baby? You know, basically the kind of black guys that I've never liked. The ones that think they could just be or say anything to a fucking woman. I have never liked those kind of fucking guys. Just black guys like, yo, what's up, baby? How you I hate those kind of fucking black people. They get on my nerves. Those are the Negroes that I'm talking about that want you to follow rules, but they're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want because of whatever reason. But she shoves him into the washing machine and washes him to come out Chinese. It's China. I don't see how it's racism. Here's the thing. How is it racism to people who don't find it racist? You do realize that racism is what? A European word, right? Well, if the Chinese don't, I mean, they may have a word for it in the modern age now, but if they don't really have a word for that, I mean, maybe they did dealing with, of course, you know, the relations they have with, you know, the whole thing with Japan and China, all of that stuff. But in their own country, if they don't consider it racist, then who are we to put that definition on what they see? Because then now you're putting a Western opinion on something that is not a Western society. It's literally called the Far East. So it's not Western society. So if they don't consider it racism, who are we to tell them that it is? Leave them alone. It's their country. But the company later apologized. Why? Why did they apologize? I find that commercial funny because I don't care. It's their country. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Now we get into the commercial.
This is a commercial for China's Qiaobi laundry detergent, not a very famous brand.
See, she literally, all she did was just do this to get him to come over. He's whistling at her, automatically puts his hand on her, goes to kiss her. She didn't give you permission to do that. But that is not racism. That is your typical Negro. She literally just did this. That in no way said, come over here, grab me by my waist, and fucking try and kiss me. So, but that part's okay, apparently.
This woman shoves the product into a black worker's mouth in the midst of their flirting before suddenly pushing him into a washing.
Now, in the midst of their flirting, she wasn't flirting. She was literally doing this when he comes out and whistles at her. That's when she turned and just did this. So in their flirting, I'm sorry, I don't consider what she did technically flirting. Feminists should be kind of pissed about that. What about this entails flirting? He was the one, like he's swinging his dick around and shit, whistling at her and everything. He's already being sexist. Hello, women, isn't he? We don't want nobody whistling at us and catcalling us like we're some kind of a dog or something. Right, see? Why is what he's doing not already sexist? Now, mind you, it's the commercial, but still. But apparently, what her character's doing is racist. I'm sorry. Tell you the truth, wouldn't most women slap the guy for doing that? Wouldn't most women? I mean, I don't consider, I mean, it's assault and they really shouldn't. But the moment he touched her, at that point, yeah, maybe a woman should slap. It's like, just because I called you over here doesn't mean go ahead and touch me and lean in for a kiss. So most women would have slapped the guy. So her shoving him in there and everything, hey, I ain't got no problem with. But again, it's a Chinese product in China. What's to be offended about with Western views? Leave your Western views out of the Far East. Bag it up.
Brand. A Chinese woman shoves the product into a black worker's mouth in the midst of their flirting before suddenly pushing him into a washing machine. What outraged many international viewers online is that when she reopens the machine, a pale Asian man emerges instead, to the woman's delight. The advertisement has been airing in China since at least April, but it only began to cause a sensation last week when it went viral on foreign social network sites. BBC and CNN have slammed it as blatant racism, with many netizens, both Western and Chinese, saying they're...
Yeah, look at that. BBC News and CNN. Western views on China on a Chinese commercial with a Chinese product.
Appalled and can't believe what they see. We show the ad to some passerbys on the Chinese street, most instantly condemned it as racist.
其实歧视还是挺明显的，因为this is too much. What if a foreign laundry ad would shove the skin color of an Asian guy and turn him white? That would be unacceptable to us. Many Chinese companies fail to understand the sensitivity of racism. It's a shame, but it's common in China.
Yes, it's common in China. It's you, those of you young people who want to be more American and everything. Y'all are the only ones that are offended.
But on reflection, some offered further comments.
I think it might be because that we don't have much history of people, of black people fighting against discrimination here in China. And
because it's China. Funny, you don't have that kind of discrimination being fought in fucking Africa, do you? Do you have that kind of, racism? Because, let me educate some of y'all who have not seen my other videos or you just don't know. Africa is the continent. Africa is made up a whole bunch of different countries that have been warring against each other since the beginning of time. They've been killing each other off for thousands of years in Africa because of different tribes and everything, and cannibalism even. So funny how it's European people that are I haven't seen any African people coming up and talking about, we need to be less racist while they're hating other tribes, other countries within Africa. Just ridiculous. We should talk about the racism that goes on everywhere else in the world with Africans and black people, but not in the actual country or continent of Africa. We're going to completely be blind to the racism, be the black on black, African on African racism within the country sorry, I keep saying country, within the continent of Africa. We're just going to completely ignore the racism that goes on in Africa, though, right? We're just going to ignore that, but talk about everybody else's racism. Just the same way as everybody wants to talk about like racism and cop shootings and everything else, while in Detroit, Chicago, and everywhere, black on black crime is like happening all over the damn place. But these black people just want to, these black leaders, Al Sharpton and everybody else, just want to keep quiet, huh? Just want to keep quiet about all the racism that goes on you know, and the hatred and the gang violence and all that shit that goes on among blacks. Among blacks, most of the violence that happens, most of these black deaths, what, 80, 90, over 90% black deaths are committed by other blacks. But yeah, all you black leaders are so silent on that. But Black Lives Matters, right? Black Lives Matter, but yet I don't see them mattering when you're trying to stop the gangs from killing each other. All these black on black, you know, deaths. So to me, and as I said, as I said, I pointed out in many of my videos, I can't stand hypocrisy. You cannot, Farrakhan, Sharpton, all of y'all, shut the fuck up. You're pieces of shit. Shut the fuck up. If you care so much, why are you not doing the work? I don't see you actually, no, you're going and arguing against the cops. You're going and arguing against white people while hundreds of blacks per week? All across the country combined are being killed by fellow blacks. And y'all are just turning a blind ear and a blind eye? Then to me, shut the fuck up because you ain't doing shit. The major problem with black deaths is black on black crime. So then you ain't doing shit. You're not doing your job at all. That's like trying to plug up a dam, you know, let me plug up these little tiny holes over here that nobody fucking notices because there's a giant gap in the dam right there. But hey, I'm plugging holes over here. Does everybody see? Does everybody see? Does everybody see? No, don't pay no attention to the giant gap over there. Just pay attention to what the little bitty shit I'm doing over here. See, just shut the fuck up. All of you fake ass black leaders, shut the fuck up.
That's why many people here are lack of the awareness of how sensitive this topic is. But of course, it doesn't mean that Chinese people are against the idea that everyone is equal and should be respected.
Adding to the controversy.
Really? No, China, hello, that's the reason why China talks the way that China talks. China don't really like anybody. They don't. Again, I don't have a problem with it. It's their fucking country. And as I said, the most racist people I've ever grown up around were Asian people. You know, date my daughter, you're black. You know, so yeah, they are the most racist. Anyway.
After the commercial is almost a complete reproduction of an Italian detergent brand aired 9 years ago. Same music, similar plot. The only difference is that the Italian product turns a white guy black. Infringing intellectual property rights is one thing to be criticized, but some Chinese netizens also question why the skin color can only change one way.
See, I didn't watch the whole video to see this part. So that commercial is actually even older in Italian, and that's okay. And I pointed this out in other videos of mine. Why is it okay to blackwash every fucking thing? Why is it okay to fucking feminize everything, Charlie? I mean, not Charlie's Angels, but Terminator, making it all feminist, Ghostbusters making it all feminist, the Ocean's 11 making it all feminist. So it's okay to go attack everything cis white male, but the moment we mess with an ethnic group, all of a sudden it's bad. But wait, sorry, ethnic as in black. The moment we do something with black, all of a sudden it's bad. Even if we're changing a traditional character, like the daughter of Alfred from Batman, who should be fucking European, all of a sudden they made her black, but then for something that's coming up, they made her white again, and everybody had a fucking shit fit. Oh my God, that was a black character. No, fuckers, it was traditionally a white character. So this is okay. This one's an even older commercial. Same commercial, but years older, but that's okay. That is perfectly okay to turn the Italian guy black, but turning the black guy Chinese in the Chinese country. This is an Italian commercial in Italy. So it's okay to turn the Italian guy into a black guy in Italy, but it's not okay turning a black guy, hello, it's not Africa, it's fucking China, but it's not okay to turn a black guy into a Chinese guy in China. Jesus Christ. I don't care. Everybody, if you want to be racist, be racist. I actually dated white daughters. I've had Asian girlfriends. You know how I did it, even though the parents or grandparents were racist as shit? You know how I did it? By being me. By showing them I'm not this typical dumbass Negro. They're like, oh, wow, he's really intelligent. It's like, wow, he's not some nigger. I was like, say it. I don't care. The word doesn't affect me. No, I'm not a nigger. I'm just a person. Hello, I didn't ask I didn't go to my parents and go, hey, you two get together to have me. I had no choice in it. So base your opinion on me, the individual. Do not be trying to lump me in with everybody else. Get to know me. That was the person that I always was. So I was able to date girls where their families were racist as shit because of the fact that they were like, damn, he had the fucking, balls to come and talk to us, say who he is, and treated their daughters well, didn't treat their daughters like shit, didn't rape the daughter, didn't. I was raised good. It's like, look, you need to understand, I'm not worried about you. I'm more worried about if I treat your daughter like shit and my mom finds out, because my mom will whip my ass. I was like, sir, I understand you're the father and all that and everything, but I'm not worried about you. If my mom finds out that I treated your daughter or treated somebody's daughter like shit, my mom will whip my ass. That right there is a bigger threat for me to treat your daughter with respect. So, and the parents would be laughing their asses off, because yeah, my mom would whip my ass. So, as I said, I don't care if people have a blanket racism. Everybody's entitled to be who they want to be. I'm not really attracted to black women. I'm really not. It's rare. It's extremely, really, really rare for me to be attracted to black women. It's my choice. I'm allowed to be that way. I could date whoever the fuck I want to date. So if anybody has their own personal views, I've never had a problem with people being racist. Never. It's like, hey, that's your view. Just don't lump me into your racist view. You can have your racist view. I'm just not a part of that view. I'm somebody completely different. You want to be racist against those people, that group of people you're labeling? That's on you. You could do that. I'm just not a part of that group. So don't label me. Don't lump me into that bullshit. That's all I ever felt. But I never told anybody, you just can't be racist. No. You can have your own opinion however the fuck you want. That's all there is to it. I thought we were all about having people believe what they want. Freedom of speech, freedom of thought for that matter. But now we're trying to tell people what they can and can't think? Come on now.
In an interview with the BBC, Chelby's director says he didn't go over the content of the ad carefully enough and admits he didn't consider its racist undertones. Like in any country, Chinese law on advertisement bans discriminated content based on religion, gender, race, and ethnicity. But how this particular case got the approval from the Chinese government to be broadcasted and how the authorities will respond remains to be seen. Han Peng, CCTV, Beijing.
Don't know. And as I said, I don't care. I truly don't care.
If you like what you just saw,
it's ridiculous. Who gives a shit? It's China. They want to be racist in their own country. They're allowed to be racist in their own country. But I'm going to get on to the next video. As I said, I'm going to try and keep these short. But the next one I'm going to get into. Now, mind you, I have praised Abba and Preach. Y'all know that. I have praised them. I have said about following them. This video, all right, today's topic, which was posted 19 hours ago, has over 77,000 views. I cannot stand. I dislike this video, and I will get into it in the next video as to why. Love y'all. Peace.